These are the most heartbreaking moments in Formula One history.
Kubica hits the wall!
I was taken away from us twice. He's crying, he's proud to drive for the team, and I'm sure they're very proud of him.
Starting with the moment that broke a young driver's heart. Charles Leclerc had dreamed of winning his entire life. So, after years of hard work, fighting in Sauber's struggling car, Leclerc had a real shot in Bahrain when he started driving for Ferrari. At that 2019 race, Leclerc was simply flying. Pole position? Check. Perfect race start? Check.
Look how Leclerc is gaining on Vettel, passing Vettel into the lead.
After all the hard work, sacrifice, Leclerc was about to get what he deserved, victory. But then, with just a few laps to go, disaster.
There's something strange with the engine.
Mechanical failure. Through no fault of his own, victory slipped away.
There's something strange with the engine. What's happening?
We have no age recovery.
Oh my god.
That was extremely unfortunate for Charles. He drove such a great race.
Later, you'll see the most heartbreaking F1 moment of all time. But first, here's the devastation that happened to this legend. Gilles Villeneuve was everything F1 represents. Fearlessness, spectacular aura.
Can he do it again? There's Villeneuve going through on the replay into the right-hander and Villeroy. Fantastic! Gilles Villeneuve leads! The traditional champagne for Gilles Villeneuve.
He didn't just race, he flew, making impossible moves look effortless. Everyone knew he was destined for greatness, as Gilles never settled for second best. But in 1982, during qualifying at Zolder, that relentless pursuit of perfection cost him everything. During that qualifying, Gilles was pushing for pole position, always the perfectionist, always chasing that extra tenth. But this time, he pushed too far. Contact with another car sent Gilles' Ferrari flying. The impact devastating.
For the 1982 Belgian Grand Prix at Zolder, Villeneuve's famous number 27 Ferrari collided and was launched into a terrifying accident. Several hours later, in hospital, he would succumb to his injuries.
F1 lost a legend that day. Gilles' story ended in tragedy, but this driver survived, but still lost his dreams. Felipe Massa had been fighting for this championship all season long.
Felipe Massa, one of the two title contenders. Massa is scampering away at the front. His lead now is...
So much so that it comes down to Brazil 2008, his home race, the ultimate stage for his ultimate dream. Massa had to win. Hamilton had to finish lower than fifth.
The 2008 Formula One World Championship will be decided here, right now. Massa on the left. Look out for Hamilton on the pit wall side.
Everything was going perfectly. Massa was flying, leading comfortably. Hamilton was struggling in the midfield.
Massa is scampering away at the front. His lead now is...
With just minutes to go, it looked certain. Felipe Massa was about to become world champion at his home race. When he crossed that finish line, the explosion of joy was incredible.
He comes through to claim his 6th victory of the season. He has done everything he needed to do.
His father was crying with pure joy. 100,000 Brazilian fans were going absolutely insane. The dream that had been decades in the making was finally real. Felipe Massa was the world champion. But for only 39 seconds. 'Cause at that final corner, on the final lap, in those final seconds...
Is that clock going slowly?
It is! It's clock! Oh my goodness me!
Hamilton overtook Timo Glock. 1 position. That's all it took.
Hamilton's back in position again!
1 point. Just 1 single point separated Massa from immortality. You could see the exact moment when reality hit. Hamilton was the one who became world champion. That celebration turned to horror.
Ferrari are wrong. They're absolutely wrong. Hamilton's finished fifth.
He cried in front of 100,000 fans, and the whole city cried with him.
I would have been even wrong with the temperature, but anyway, thank you.
He's crying. He's proud to drive for the team, and I'm sure they're very proud of him.
Even in his darkest moment. Massa stood tall on that podium, but the heartbreak was impossible to hide.
Hats off to Felipe Massa. That is sporting dignity. He deserved it just as much as Hamilton did.
Man, losing a championship by 1 point in your home race, that's absolutely brutal. But at least Massa had a shot at glory. This driver waited years for just one opportunity and watched it disappear in the most devastating way possible. George Russell had been patient for so long, maybe too long.
And it hasn't got much downforce, and George Russell's lost even more because something's fallen off the back of the car.
Destroyed the floor.
Williams was insanely last, weekend after weekend, fighting for scraps, proving himself in a car that couldn't win.
Across the line goes George Russell. It's provisional pole for the Williams and George Russell.
But George never gave up. He knew that one day his moment would come. And then the call came.
Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton has tested positive for coronavirus and will miss at least one race.
Finally, Russell got the dream call. Mercedes, the best car on the grid at the time. Here's one shot to show the world what he could do. The pressure was immense. This wasn't just about one race. This was about proving he deserved to be there. Within just 2 days, he was dominating qualifying and controlling the race.
George Russell goes into the first turn, and George Russell takes the lead of the Sakir Grand Prix.
He was in control, leading.
George Russell already flying out in front. George Russell overtakes Valtteri Bottas. That was committed, it was brave, it was brilliant. Enough room for Russell to squeeze past and back up into the top 3 once again. He's got the inside line, George Russell, into turn 4. That was an easier move.
This was history in the making. After years of waiting, victory was finally within reach. Until the unthinkable happened.
Okay, George, we're going to need to box. We have a mixed tyre set on the car.
Basically, what's happened is they've got some of Bottas's tyres on, or indeed all of Bottas's tyres on.
Team error, wrong tyres. Victory stolen through absolutely no fault of his own.
Looks like a rear left puncture.
I don't know what to say.
That's George Russell's chance of a podium absolutely gone now.
You could hear the desperation in his voice. After everything he'd done, all his efforts, all that waiting, it was slipping away.
Guys, I don't know what to say. I was taken away from us twice.
When it was over, he sat on the grass at the side of the track, completely heartbroken.
Well, it obviously just was not meant to be for us yesterday, so...
This wasn't just about one race. This was about proving to the world he deserved to be in that car. About showing Toto Wolff and Mercedes that he was ready for the biggest stage. But it was all ripped away through no fault of his own.
It's been a pleasure and I've loved it, and honestly, I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted.
Seeing a future champion reduced to tears like that, that's absolutely heartbreaking. But at least Russell eventually made it to Mercedes and even won a couple races. But this next driver, well, his heartbreak seemed to never end. This driver's life has been tough from the very beginning.
I'm very pleased to have with me Alex Albon, who's 14 years old.
Horrible childhood. Won't go into details out of respect, but at just 15, he became the head of his entire family.
At some point it kind of turned, and I think had some family issues a few years on when I was about 14, 15. We like to call it, my mum went on a holiday momentarily, but that changed me. You know, firstly, the financial support was gone completely, but more than anything, it was a need to perform. It wasn't a want. It was almost a survival feeling.
Most kids that age are worried about homework and friends. Alex was worried about survival and responsibility. But who knew his story was going to end even more heartbreaking? See, racing was Alex's escape, his dream, his everything. Until Red Bull dropped him from their junior academy. His F1 dream gone, over. But somehow, through pure determination, he clawed his way to F2.
Alexander Albon wins at Silverstone.
Alex was brilliant, winning races, proving himself. But as you know, F2 success doesn't guarantee anything.
When I got told that I wasn't going to be in the team next year, it was looking pretty bleak because there was a chance of, okay, you know, what is there out there? There wasn't anything in any other F1 teams. You know, all the seats were gone.
No F1 seat, no opportunities. So much so that he was even thinking of going in a completely different direction. But his dream was only one thing: Formula One. And then, literally at the last minute, Helmut Marko called.
Alex Albon, first race, debut race.
Right from the start, Alex was competitive, impressive, and due to Red Bull's quick driver changes, he got promoted to the senior team.
The 23-year-old Anglo-Thai has done an impressive job in his rookie F1 year, promoted from Toro Rosso to the Red Bull senior team mid-season.
Now, fighting alongside Max Verstappen. Sure, it wasn't easy competing against the world champion, but Alex was still trying to hold his own. Overall, he was struggling big time, fighting for his first podium. But Alex never gave up. He couldn't give up. And then it was Brazil where his moment finally came. Red Bulls were flying. Max in P1, Albon right there behind him.
Verstappen leads, Hamilton coming back, then comes Albon and Vettel.
This was it, his breakthrough moment.
Albon's got ahead of the two Ferraris.
His first podium was finally within reach.
Albon still has Vettel right on his tail. Which way's Vettel going to go? He's going to have to stick.
After years of struggle, after years of heartbreak, Alex was about to prove to the world he's worth it. But then, in the cruelest twist of fate, Hamilton made a last-ditch move.
Alex Albon has Hamilton troubles here as he turns in. Oh, and Lewis Hamilton makes contact with Alex Albon. His first podium in Formula One is sent spinning.
Now, even though Hamilton apologized, Alex's years of struggle, finally his breakthrough moment, all gone.
All you have to do is
Yeah, I know, mate. Sorry.
Due to this, Alex could never regain confidence, and so with insufficient results, Red Bull dropped him too. The cycle of heartbreak continued. But if you think Albon's story is heartbreaking, meet the unluckiest driver in F1 history. Fernando Alonso is often considered as the unluckiest, and after you see this, you'll understand why. Alonso was already a two-time world champion by 2006. Brilliant, unstoppable, the future of F1. So in 2007 with McLaren, clearly he was the favorite, the experienced champion going up against a rookie, Lewis Hamilton.
They are side by side down the pit straight in Indianapolis, the two teammates.
Incredible battles all season long. But in the end, Alonso lost the championship by just 1 point. To be fair, no one expected a rookie to give proper competition to Alonso. By just 1 point, his third title gone. 2010 with Ferrari, another chance, another heartbreak.
The man of the moment has the momentum as well for the championship. It's another win for Alonso. Ferrari win again.
Alonso was even leading the championship going into the final race. Everything going well until Ferrari made the worst strategic call of the year. Instead of winning the championship, Alonso lost by 4 points.
This is Alonso blaming Petrov for losing him the world title.
Now, 2011 onwards, it was all Red Bull. Their car was a rocket ship. But despite those brutal setbacks and crazy competition, Alonso still didn't give up. He was determined. 2012 was going to be his year.
Fernando Alonso goes around the outside.
He was carrying that Ferrari beyond its limits. Incredible drives, impossible victories.
Fernando Alonso wins a Malaysian Grand Prix. He takes the victory.
So much so that the title fight came down to the final race, Brazil. Close to the race end, Alonso was P2, Vettel stuck in P7. With just a few laps to go, Fernando had that narrow championship lead.
Remember, he's got to finish in the podium positions to have a chance of the World Championship.
This was it. Finally, after years of heartbreak, Alonso was about to get his third title. But then, Michael Schumacher led Vettel through. That one move, that one position, it gave Vettel just enough points to steal the championship.
3 times a world champion, it is Sebastian Vettel for Red Bull. 3 Constructors' titles in a row, 3 Drivers' Championships in a row.
Alonso lost by 3 points. 3 championships lost by just 1, 4, and 3 points.
This is extremely painful. You remove the helmet and you are not in championship.
Fernando deserved at least 5 world championships, but clearly fate had other plans. But at least Alonso got multiple shots. This next driver, he got only one chance at greatness, and it was destroyed by tragedy. Robert Kubica. Pure talent, incredible speed. Everyone knew he was special, so much so that other drivers raved about his ability.
The spirit of Robert is unbelievable. He's a very strong person.
Ferrari was ready to sign him. His future was guaranteed. But then came February 2011, a rally in Italy. What was supposed to be just fun between F1 seasons? Robert was flying through the Italian countryside, confident, in control, just enjoying the pure speed. But then, at one specific corner, the car snapped, lost control completely.
Formula One driver Robert Kubica has been seriously injured in a rally crash just 2 weeks out from the start of the new season.
Barriers, trees, the impact, devastating. When the rescue teams arrived, they immediately knew this was serious.
When he crashed into a wall at high speeds, Kubica was freed from the car and quickly taken to hospital by air, suffering multiple fractures and internal traumas.
His right hand was partially severed. The damage was catastrophic.
A spokesperson said his injuries are not life-threatening.
Now, even though doctors saved his life, the damage was already done. Robert Kubica wasn't Robert Kubica anymore. The Ferrari contract he was about to sign suddenly became meaningless. Months of rehabilitation lay ahead. Years later, he did fight his way back to F1. But the lightning speed, the natural instincts, they were never the same.
It has been long years, long 6 years with different periods, a difficult period and different stages of my, let's say, rehabilitations. In the end, I have limitations. My arm is not 100%.
The man who deserved to be F1 champion never got the chance to even fight for it. But now, out of all the things shown earlier, here's the most heartbreaking moment in F1. Jules Bianchi was everything you imagine in an F1 driver. 25 years old, incredible talent. His smile could light up the darkest garage.
Marussia Cosworth's Jules Bianchi made his full debut at the Australian Grand Prix, something he'd been waiting for all his life.
Even in a struggling Marussia, Jules was performing miracles. Everyone could see the geniusness he could do with proper machinery.
Look at this!
That was 9 times out of 10, that would have been an accident.
Ferrari was ready to sign him. His future was set. But then came that terrible day in Japan 2014.
In conditions very similar to Suzuka this afternoon, it's raining.
Torrential rain, zero visibility, the kind of conditions that make even veteran drivers nervous.
In the rain, it's terrifying. In the dry, it's thrilling.
But the race continued. Cars were aquaplaning everywhere. Multiple incidents had already happened.
Light it up. Bit of a puddle there, whoa, and round she goes.
Jules was doing what he always did, fighting, trying to extract every tenth from that struggling car. But lap after lap, the conditions were getting worse. The track was like an ice rink. Drivers could barely see the car in front.
Presumably there's some drivers saying, it's too dangerous, it's too difficult to see.
And so, at turn 7, during the most dangerous part of the track, Jules hit a standing water patch. The car snapped, completely out of control. He aquaplaned straight into a recovery vehicle at devastating speed. The impact was terrible.
Jules Bianchi involved in that incident at the Dunlop curve, and there is an ambulance now on the track as well. We saw the stretcher that was being carried by one of the marshals.
The silence on the radio was deafening. Everyone knew this was different. This was serious. Emergency crews rushed to the scene. The helicopter was called immediately.
Major concern down at Marussia on the faces of the mechanics and the crew.
Because the tyre barrier is damaged, isn't it?
For months, the entire F1 world held its breath, hoped, prayed, believed that somehow, Jules would pull through.
I can tell you that I understand he is still in a very critical condition, Jules Bianchi, still fighting for his life.
His family never left his side. The F1 community rallied around them. Everyone was waiting for the good news. But sadly, that good news never came.
The world of motorsport is today mourning the loss of a talented young driver seen as one of the rising stars of Formula One.
When Jules passed away 9 months later, it wasn't just F1 that mourned, it was the entire world. The funeral was absolutely heartbreaking. Drivers who were supposed to be fierce rivals stood together as grieving brothers.
The world of motorsport gathered in Nice today for the funeral of F1 driver Jules Bianchi. The 25-year-old Frenchman died on Friday after having spent 9 months in a coma following a crash at the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix, where his car hit a recovery vehicle in wet conditions.
Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, completely devastated. Charles Leclerc, Jules' godson, was shattered beyond words. Even the toughest, most ruthless competitors in the world were reduced to tears. They hadn't just lost a fellow driver, they lost a friend. Jules' demise changed Formula One forever. New safety protocols, new procedures, all because the sport lost someone who should have had decades ahead of him. That infectious smile that lit up the whole paddock was gone forever. May he rest in peace.